when we are not grateful, when we don't stop and identify what is it in our life that is good, what is the hard work that I put in that has created X, Y, or Z, we don't understand that we are actually on the right path. We feel like our work is futile, and it's not. We have to be able to say thank you, not just to other people, but to ourselves. Welcome to the VetRise Podcast. I'm your host, Juan Perez. My goal is to make success after service accessible to every veteran in society. I believe in the power of leveraging your service, not as a label that defines you, but as a launching pad for your next chapter. What we have been doing has not been working, and it's on us to start changing the culture. Enjoy the episode, and thank you for your time. Today, we're going to be talking about gratitude. And the reason why I'm excited about today, because I think it's very much needed, not just for you guys, but for myself as well. Because I think it's very easy to forget that the journey that we're on, sometimes it can feel very lonely. Sometimes it can feel very endless. It can feel very much like everybody around us doesn't understand us. I think we don't do a very good job of realizing that just because you enjoy something now, it doesn't take away future rewards. You can live in the moment without accepting complacency. You can live in the moment and be happy with what you currently have without feeling like you are going to settle for what you have. And this is a good reminder, not just for you guys, but for myself as well, because this is something that's very hard for me to do because I always want more. I am never satisfied. That's something that I tell myself, right? But we have to remind ourselves, myself included, that you have to be grateful for all the work you've done. You have to stack wins. You have to realize everything that you are doing up until this point matters. Think about all of the wins that you've had, and I want you guys to start stacking wins and being grateful for all the work you've done. I want you guys to understand that the mindset shift of being happy with all the work you've done does not mean you are settling. In fact, it means that you are hungry for more. In fact, it means that you know that you are capable of more because you have all these wins. Stacking gratitude and wins will change your life. It's not just about the fact that you think that you have to suffer or embrace the suck all the time or things always have to be hard. We have to be able to stop, reflect, and be grateful for all of the work that we've put in. And this starts by knowing yourself. You need to know yourself. You need to have self-awareness. Self-awareness is a freaking amazing superpower. Because when you have self-awareness, you understand that there's more you can do, that you have a lot more left to accomplish, but it also lets you see everything that you have done up until where you're at. Self-awareness is one of the most important things that you can kind of work on yourself. See, high performers are very aware of their strengths and their weaknesses, and they actually use this knowledge to grow. Because when you acknowledge the strengths that you have, you can capitalize them, but it also helps you understand that you have weaknesses and what is it that you have to do to actually grow from those weaknesses. You're perfect the way you are for the life you have right now. Listen to that again. You are perfect the way you are for the life that you have right now. Up until this point, everything that you have done has led to the life you have right now. You are ideal for it. But if you want a better life, you do need to level up. And self-awareness starts by having an understanding of what strengths you have as well as what weaknesses you have. Now, we've talked a lot about the fact that identity drives behavior. The way that you talk to yourself, the things that you believe about yourself, even the way that you allow people to talk to you. Identity is that invisible force that drives everyone's life. Once you understand it, you actually have more control over your life than 99% of the people. A lot of people living this life, living in this world, just kind of get by. They live life because it happens. They don't feel like they have control over it. They react to everything. They truly believe that life is just something that happens and not something that they have control over. And I don't want you guys to be like everybody else. I don't want you to live a mediocre life. Your identity, think of it like a thermostat. If you have it set to 80 degrees and you have all the windows open on a cold day, your thermostat will acclimate and adapt to what the weather is outside. But if you close those windows, if you start having control of the temperature, you can control your own life, your own destiny. You really are in the driver's seat of your life, and you have to believe that. You have to believe that about yourself, and it will help drive your behaviors, the things you do on a day-to-day basis because of how you see yourself, because you know you're a high performer. And what is the foundation of an identity? Gratitude. Now, I know what you're thinking. There is not much to be grateful for. Life is the same, and it's still hard, and wah. And that's the thing, like, honestly, you're just stuck in the routine of your life, and you can't see past it. That's why sometimes being grateful is hard. That's why sometimes we feel like we have to just suffer through things. But to be honest, it probably comes from a lack of self-confidence. You lack happiness in your life. The only way out is by changing the identity you see yourself in. A lot of people, when they start their journey, guess what? It gets hard. It gets hard, and they're going through a lot of things that they've never gone through before, especially if it's their first time that they're going down this path and they have nothing to compare it to. But it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be life-changing. It's supposed to completely challenge you and sometimes destroy you while you rebuild, because that is how you change your life. It doesn't happen with you being interested in change. You have to be committed to it. You have to change your identity, and your foundation of everything has to be gratitude, guys. All right, let's stop for a minute. This is the part of the episode where I ask you to do me a favor. But it's not a favor for me. It's a favor for your fellow brothers and sisters that served with you. If you know someone that has been struggling, if you know someone that has been going through it right now, and you know that they want better for their life, they just don't know how to do it, please share this episode with them. It might just be exactly what they need. That's it. That's my only ask. If you want to subscribe, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Back to the episode. And we start here, right? We start here right now. The key to everything that I teach you guys is to reprogram your brain. It's not to hopefully make you feel a little bit better for today, and then maybe tomorrow you have a better day. No, I want to completely help you reprogram your brain. You need to stack the things you are grateful for. Name them right now. Just pick 3. Write them down somewhere. 3 things that you're grateful for. It doesn't matter how small or how big they are. I want you guys to identify 3 things that you are grateful for today. It doesn't have to be something that happened today. Just 3 things that you're grateful for. This is how you gain control of your brain and your feelings, and you can actually control them at will. They are at your command. If you program your brain with the message that you are grateful, you are going to see other things, more things that you are grateful for. You will actually get a magnetizing aura of positivity. You will become the person who good things happen to. And you get to control over your life. You get control over your life. When we are not grateful, when we don't stop and identify what is it in our life that is good, what is the hard work that I put in that has created X, Y, or Z, we don't understand that we are actually on the right path. We feel like our work is futile, and it's not. We have to be able to say thank you, not just to other people, but to ourselves, to all the work you've put in. No matter how small it is, everything is a win, and you have to stack it. Compounding gratitude. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. This is how you keep growing in gratitude after we're done here today. After you listen to this and you let it come into your head, I want you guys to do something with it. You have to keep compounding your gratitude every single day. It's very easy to go week by week and feel like you're making progress, and then you're not, and then you are, and then you're not. But this is much more than that. This is about changing your mindset. I want you guys to start a journal where you write what you are grateful for. Now, this can be a physical pen and paper journal, or you can use your phone's notes app. The iPhone has a built-in journaling app. I'm sure the other phones do as well. You can also record a video of yourself every single day or week on what you are specifically grateful for, and rewatch it. Identify what you are grateful for. Be happy with the work that you've put in. Tell yourself that you are proud of yourself. It is as simple as remembering to do the process and acting on it consistently. Your perception is reality. Your perception is reality. Whatever you believe about yourself, the things that you say about yourself, the way that you believe you should respond to things, it's reality. It will happen. It will continue to happen, guys. And what is the quickest way to change your identity, to change the way that you think about yourself? Now that your brain is starting to get programmed to identify the positives, because you're constantly identifying them, you're no longer in the state of reaction, but conscious action. You are actually going to pay more attention to what you do on a day-to-day basis than just living life as if you are a hot air balloon. You are going to be a fighter jet. You are in control of your life. And believe it or not, it really is that simple. But you need to lock into this state often. You need to remember your wins. You need to be happy with the work that you've done, and you have to find ways to celebrate it. I want you guys to document your wins, because when you can look back on them, you can see all the progress you've made. When you had a solid week because you got your steps in, you logged your meals, you did your workouts. But when you don't, we can see that the weight goes up. We can see the negative things that happen because you weren't locked in. Sometimes you need short bursts of something you've never done before. Sometimes you have to challenge yourself and change your identity by just taking action on it. By doing something that you didn't think you could do, and then being grateful for the work you've done. This is the quickest way to shift your identity, guys. And sometimes it can be as simple as setting up a killer morning routine that helps you stack wins. And if it's been a while, if you haven't readdressed or revisited your morning routine, this is your chance to do so. So, what is something that you can do in the morning to shift your identity? If you roll out of bed and you immediately are worried and stressed, you need to turn off that part of your brain that is reacting to the world. First and foremost, this will only work if you do not look at your phone for the first half hour of the day. Make it a rule. And then do something cold. It can be a glass of cold water, a cold shower, or going outside, or jumping the ice barrel, or dunking your head in a pot of cold water. It'll actually put your body into a fight or flight mode and energize you for the day. If you've done this before, you know how it feels. And if you haven't done it in a while, maybe it's time to go back to it. And by the way, if you ever feel sleepy or groggy during the day, this also works for that too. There's days when I'm feeling sleepy or groggy in the middle of the day, and if I'm home or if I have availability to it, I actually go jump in my ice barrel. What else can we do to make sure that we shift our identity in the mornings? Stretch and do some deep breathing. And by the way, when I say stretch, I don't mean just static stretching. I mean do some mobility stretching. I mean do some jumping jacks. I mean actually do some burpees. I mean do something different for yourself. You need to put your body in a state of equanimity to enter the world and respond. This is the best way to do that. And you guys already know this, because for all of us here that do workouts in the morning, you guys know that when you do your workout in the morning, you feel better for the rest of your day. Get a workout in. Everything in your life starts with your body. You actually do emotions. You don't just feel them. If you're feeling depressed, you're going to slump your shoulders. Your breathing is actually going to be shallower. When you are happy, you have a fuller breath. You're going to stand up tall. When you work out, your body is moving as if it is joyful. It's very hard to feel sad in the gym when you're doing your workout. It's very hard to feel depressed in the gym when you are in the middle of a freaking good set and you feel energy and dopamine and all these chemicals are flowing into your brain because you're doing something positive for yourself. It is reprogramming your body to feel the emotion that you want. And if, by the way, if you haven't been doing your workouts, but you keep falling off of your path, it's time to do the workouts. It's about training for life, because that's what the workouts are. Because if you are finding right now that you are building bad habits and you're wondering why, it's likely because you're not respecting your body. It's likely because you're not doing something hard for your body every maybe other day. Maybe it's every single day if you have the time for it. You will get better results in the long run. You will get the freaking amazing wins that you want if you are stacking wins in every area of your life. The key to a fulfilling life is being happy while still desiring the next level. Ed Milet said that. The reason why that's important is because a lot of people think that in order to grow, you have to embrace the suck. You have to be miserable. You have to be suffering. And that's just not true. You can have a fulfilling life while still desiring more. Like, you have to understand that. You don't have to embrace the suck 24/7. You can embrace the suck in short energy bursts in the gym, but your life does not have to be miserable for you to be growing. You have to remember that. Now, once we shift the identity, we can start having a new focus. What does your new focus have to look like? Focus on the positives. Spend 80% of your time recognizing what's great in your life and what you want to build. This actually keeps you internally motivated and inspired because you're committed, you're devoted. Address the negatives, the remaining 20%. Use that to tackle what's holding you back. Identify what it is, be self-aware. Having this balance that is actually imbalanced ensures that you don't get overwhelmed by the negatives because you are focusing on the positives while still addressing the things that you need to address in your life. And honestly, it helps you stay energized. Because when you're focusing more on the positives, you are happy with your life, you are feeling fulfilled, you keep energy in your tank, and you keep your energy high, and your motivation strong, preventing burnout and despair. You don't feel like everything is falling off around you. You don't feel like you're stuck. We have to live in a state of blissful dissatisfaction. You're not going to get complacent by focusing on what you're doing right. I promise you that. We're building self-awareness, not self-delusion. Self-delusion is when you tell yourself things that are not true and you are not working towards them. You can still tell yourself things that aren't necessarily 1,000% true right now, but you're doing something to get there. Enjoying your wins gives you a dopamine hit that fuels your drive for future achievements. And it helps you savor success. Imagine eating a freaking great piece of steak, a delicious, juicy piece of steak. Each bite is bliss, and it's going to make you want the next bite even more. Having a delicious piece of steak isn't going to make you not want to eat the next bite. You can still want more. You can still be hungry for more. Celebrating your wins is like savoring that piece of steak. It's about enjoying the moment and letting that satisfaction drive you forward. You don't have to embrace the suck every single day. Celebrate your wins and keep winning. Thank you for your time, guys. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the VetRise Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, made you think, or simply gave you hope, I have a small favor to ask. Share it with just one veteran or someone you think could benefit from my message. Your share could light a spark for them. You don't know who you might save. For more insights and to join our mission, follow my socials at JP the Veteran Coach and explore how we can rise together. Thank you for joining us, for being part of this journey, and for believing in the power of rising together. Until next time, keep pushing forward, keep rising, and never forget that we are stronger together. My name is Juan Perez, and thank you for your time.